Yes, please. Sizzle, sizzle. Better hit. Safari spice. Oh, let it flow. Feel that rhythm. Let it go. Dancing while we cook tonight. Safari spice, your delight. Oh, yeah. Let's rock. Flavors blend. Feel the groove. Don't let it end. In the kitchen. We're alive.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Breaking news. Breaking news. Let's go. Got the javelin. What's up, guys? What's up, guys? How's the week going? Happy Friday Eve. Happy Friday Eve. What you guys got plans for the weekend? I want to go out to the beach. Listen, before we get started, I'm going to say shout out to this watermelon right here. It's great to keep you hydrated in them hot summer days. We're getting ready to go into spring and then summer. I do have some recipes. If you guys like watermelon juice, I do have some great recipes in my playlist. Just go check it out. This is I got this glass at a winery I went to in Miami. It was really nice. Shelnabees, Redlands. Anyway, so that's that. Let's get down to business, guys. So yesterday I did Mary. I did the backstory with Mary. I'm gonna come back and do a part two and get caught up on what the other shenanigans is going on, allegedly. But that was a little of the backstory. I know I was getting a little emotional, but I'm back. Hey, you guys like my lashes? Look, I took out my lashes did. I hate lashes. I'm probably gonna chew. I'll probably be sleeping and just rip them off. I guess they look nice on camera. I don't really know. What you guys think? Ooh. Anyway, my mic is on. I think I'm gonna be stuck with this Yeti because I've yet to get another mic. But as long as it's on, I was recording, it was on mute. I had to come back and delete the whole. I was 15 minutes into the segment. I was like, wait a minute, I'm on mute. So it's a good thing I realized. Y'all like my chain? Look, heart. I came in here with a heart, giving y'all love. We need more love. I swear the world we need more love. Anyway, what are we up to? Jury selection. We got the prosecutors, we got the defense. They got hundreds and hundreds of people just filling out forms, filling out Q&A. They ask them questions about, tell me about your sex life. Do you believe in swing? Do you believe in threesomes? Do you believe in orgies? Do you believe in doing drugs while you're having sex? Oh my God. Do you believe in paying for it? They're just going all through the checklist. And then on Monday, as it said, 3 more days, on Monday, they're going to start going through all the paperwork. I like this jury. I don't like that jury. Throw that one out. Who knows what they're going to look for? Men, women, old, young, black, white, Spanish, Asian. I don't know. Maybe a good, Dr. Phil was saying, get a good mixture of the jury. Try to get a hung jury and get it thrown out. Right? Listen, I got my notepad, because sometimes I forget stuff. So now I'm gonna write it down, and I got my homework. One of my homework I remember from the last session was Judge Arun, the same judge that was working with Epstein. I wasn't sure, and I was supposed to do my homework, and I didn't do my homework. But now that I wrote it down, I'm gonna remember. Okay, all right, guys. Anyway, so we're here. We in the thick of it. We're going to just start going through it. Let's go through the charges again. For all you people getting up to speed, don't know. My friend, one of my best friends, shout out to Danny. Danny was like, Danny and my mother. Danny was like, shout out to Danny if you're watching. He was like, why is he in jail? Why is Diddy in jail? And I'm like, it's maybe my OCDC, because I'm probably like addicted, but I got like personal issues. But he's like, why is Diddy in jail? I was like, are you kidding me? It's trending on every news media, every podcast, you're really asking me why? And then my mother was like, I thought he got charged already. He didn't have the case. 2023, Cassie allegedly filed a civil suit, but prior to that, she was hitting him up for $30 million or a tell-all book for about a year. They sent him a little letter, demand letter. Hey, we're going to we're going to release this lawsuit, this federal lawsuit in the Southern District of New York. If you want to settle, they gave him an option, just like they did with Mary. Just like Misa Hilton was like, hey, Mary's lawyer, we want $5 million. We don't want to go public. Do you want to settle? Do you want to answer? Do you want to respond? Diddy probably wasn't taking her serious in November 2023. She made the federal lawsuit. Fast forward to CNN dropped some video of the assault in California, LA, in the hotel, International Continental. I think that was what it was, right? Then a couple of months after that, now in 2024, his house got raided. Y'all remember? I don't know the exact dates, right? So in September, his lawyers told him move to New York, get an apartment, just go in, plead not guilty, and you'll make bail and you leave. So his lawyer probably set him up. Go in, not guilty, make bail, and come home. They denied the bail, not once, not twice, 3,000. I'll give you $50 million, all my family's passport, my mother, my kids, everyone. They said, no, you ain't going nowhere. So this is why he's still in jail. People are like, I don't know why. So let's go ahead and share the charges real quick. Let me share my screen so we could go through this. See, I'm getting better, guys. All right. United States versus Combs, federal charges and possible sentences. First charge, racketeering. It has a life sentence. Okay. That's the RICO. Okay. Sex trafficking, statutory minimum sentence, 15 years. Transportation for this purpose of prostitution, up to 10 years. Now they dropped, you notice that? Do you notice they dropped the fourth charge? This is according to CBS. This was today. They dropped the forced labor. And I did a whole video on the forced labor that I thought maybe was a chef. We was trying to figure it out. So it's only 3 charges. I think the easiest one to prove is probably going to be the transportation. That may be the easiest one. The racketeering, I don't know. That might be hard. Let me see. Let's see what the exact meaning of RICO is. Stands for Racketeer Influence or Corrupt Organizations Act. It is federal law enacted by 1970 to combat organized crime by imposing penalties or individuals or groups involved in a pattern of racketeering activity. RICO targets criminal enterprise that infiltrate or corrupt legitimate businesses. I'm gonna stop screen. Okay, so he was clean. He had clean money. Right? Sean John, music label, partnered with Ciroc, DeLeon, America's Best, Macy's, real estate businesses. So it wasn't all dirty money, it was clean money, paid his taxes. He's not on tax evasion. Trust me, the IRS went through the man's taxes. So where's the profiteer? Where is he profiting from? Where's the money? And who's the co-conspirators? I think that Harvey Pierre, who ran Bad Boy, and KK, Christina Coram, his chief of staff, they have been so quiet. And you've never heard the Fed saying that they have been subpoenaed to testify or anything, that I think they got turned. I think those two got turned and they're working with the Feds. I think they got dirt on him. Because let me tell you, they've been watching this man since 2011. That's 14 years. Remember, the Feds were like, we're going to expand. It's an ongoing investigation. So it's like a living, breathing organism. We're going to expand the investigation. They said, we're going to go back. First, they were only going back 5-6 years. They said, oh, no, we're going to go back 15 years. They're going back 14 years. And you know how I know that they were going back that far is because the interview that they had with Jimmy Henchman, right? The date of that. Where my day ones at? Where y'all at? Yeah, y'all. The newbies. I'm not here for the newbies. I want my day ones. I want my hip hop heads. Come on, let's do this. Y'all probably know the story. Y'all don't know the story. Y'all here to just look at me. Whatever. I don't know. Let me go read this interview. I'm going to read this statement for y'all so me and you can be on the same page. Okay, where am I? No, that's not it. Come on, guys. All right, here we go. This article, The Smoking Gun, that came out in 2013. Okay, during a briefing session with the federal investigator, James Roseman, the music manager turned cocaine kingpin, was reportedly questioned about the sexual preferences of entertainer, including whether Sean Diddy Combs was having sexual relationships with underage boys, according to the U.S. District Court filing. Okay. So you hear what that said? Do I need to repeat that? In 2013, the kingpin was being questioned by the federal government if Diddy was accused with having relationships with underage boys. Okay, in the affidavit included as part of a new trial motion filed last month, Roseman, it's Jimmy Henchman, right? This is his legal name, recounted his involvement in a series of 9 pre-child proffer sessions in the late 2011. Why he sound 9 proffer agreements? The meetings were attended by Roseman, his lawyers, federal prosecutor, and drug enforcement administrator, and the IRS agents. The purpose of the meetings was to allow federal investigators to question him. He was age 48, about his criminal activities and evaluate whether he should be offered a cooperation agreement in advance of his narcotics trafficking trial. Okay, let me stick a pin. That's Jamaican. Stick a pin. So if Jimmy Henchman and Diddy were friends, and he was drug trafficking, and Diddy was starting Bad Boy label, I'm thinking Rico. That was the same thing that they did with Irv Gotti and Murder Inc. Just because he had friends in the hood that he was helping put on, that didn't mean he was drug trafficking and he found not guilty. So were the feds just trying, listen, it's not my opinion. I'm just reading over here. Them that Jimmy Henchman and Diddy were friends. So was Diddy cleaning his money from through the record label? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Okay, here we go. Facing overwhelming evidence of his guilt, Roseman's best chance of avoiding life in prison was to strike a deal with the Department of Justice lawyers. However, investigators eventually declined to cut a deal with him, who was subsequently convicted of a trial running a drug ring and sold millions of dollars of cocaine. His nickname was Jimmy Henchman, faces mandatory term life in prison, and he was sentenced October 15th, Brooklyn Federal Court. So he was trying to get a deal. He signed 9 proffer agreements. He didn't sign the deal, but somewhere along the investigation, they was asking about Diddy with children. This is I'm talking about 14 years ago. 14 years. So in advance of Rose, that means they was watching him. For them to be answering them questions, there's a reason why they answered those questions. In advance of Roman's first proffer session, defense lawyers provided investigation with the names of 8 of his cocaine suppliers. According to court filings during the proffers that followed, Roseman implicated himself in a pair of homicide plots. Oh my God, described in his drug distribution network. Oh my God. So he's there talking about drugs and snitched on himself about a murder. He got tripped up. Oh my God. Roseman was also quizzed during October 4th session about his contacts with several public figures, including Sean Combs and Al Reverend Sharpton and musician Watch Out. Now, I've heard Sharpton, allegedly. I heard he was Fed, working with the Fed. I heard that a long time ago. Allegedly. At his trial last year, IRS agent Mark Van whoever testified that during the proffer session, investigators questioned the music industry figure about his business transactions with Sharpton and Wyclef Jean and asked whether either celebrity engaged in illegal activity. He denied to answer. So he's not a snitch. So Wyclef and Al Sharpton were getting their hands dirty, but he ain't say nothing. Smart move. He was asked about Combs. We had information through other witnesses that the defendant may have made and admission to Sean Combs. The nature of the admission was not the subject of testimony. Business dealings years earlier with Combs. They had a cordial relationship. He said kept the business. He reluctantly agreed to the proffer agreement session. Investigations sought to get him to confess for crimes which he had no involvement. Oh, they used coercion. They tried to force him to confess to crimes that he didn't do. When the defendant said that he didn't know anything about certain events, they accused him of lying. The confrontational session turned awkward, Roseman stated when investigators showed him naked pictures of a different woman. The purpose of this report... affidavit... Continue. Okay. They're showing him pictures of naked women. They're trying to set him up for crimes he didn't do. They asked him about Wyclef and Al Sharpton. He signed 9 proffer agreements. He winds up going to jail anyway. So it says the prosecutor, Roseman, continued, asked about entertaining sexual preference, including, but not only Sean Combs having sexual relationship with underage boys. Again, Roseman provided no context for these alleged queries. No comment. So he didn't say yes, he didn't say no. He just said he didn't say nothing. During Roseman's trial, the judge said that the federal prosecuting agents were only seeking trophies when they questioned him about celebrities during the proffer sessions. Roseman provided nothing of substance on high-profile figures. Disappointed investigators rejected the client's bid for a deal. They took his deal off the table. Man, they be thirsty. And they're saying that he was untrustworthy and he lied during debriefing sessions. Some of his admissions during the proffer sessions were used against him during his criminal trial. In a new trial motion, current attorney argues that ineffective assistance of counsel by improperly opening the door and the government's damage of property. Man, they set him up. They said that was a setup. That was a shakedown. The federal, not only Shannon Sharp is getting shakedown, the federal government be shaking you down. They be shaking down them kingpin drug logs. All right. Anyway, I went off on a tent. I went back. People were asking me why Diddy's in jail. Do you know why he's in jail now? RICO, transportation, racketeering. You're ready. We read it off. All right. We read it off. Okay. So let's go read today's letter. I read 2 letters. Let's get up to speed. Hold on for a minute. Let me back up. Cause I got a little ADD. Let me back up. What were the letters I read yesterday? No, the day before. Enterprise letters. They had the enterprise letters, right? So Diddy's like, speedy trial, get me out of jail, because I thought I was going to go in jail, and then I'd make bail, and then I would be home. I got denied 3 times. But now his team, his 4 law firms are like, slow down. It's too much. Superseding indictment. You're coming with 2, 3, 4 witnesses. Slow down. I heard that the 3rd witness now is not going to be a Jane Doe. They have 4 Jane Does plus a worker. But I heard that Jane Doe number 3 is going to come. We know number 1's Cassie. Number 2 is allegedly her friend. 3 is supposed to be Gina. I think. Do you think it's Gina? I'm not sure. If you think it's Gina, say put Gina in the comments. I'm not sure. But the enterprise letter was saying that the federal government is breaking the law because you're doing double jeopardy. Throw out the shooting in the club with J-Lo. Double jeopardy. You cannot charge me for the same thing twice. Get that out of there. They're gonna let 5 videos of Cassie getting beat. So, sorry, my dog was barking. I lost my 5 videos of Cassie are going to be shown. Can you imagine? The jury's got to watch all the freak off video tapes plus 5 videos of Cassie, and then they were trying to throw out the tapes at CNN, fast it up so that the judge was like, "No, you're going to watch the tapes." And the other enterprise letter said that it said another thing. See, this is why I gotta take my notes, guy, because they'll come up in here freestyling it. It's just too much to freestyle. You can't freestyle the freak off. That sound like Monique. You can't be freestyling the freak off. When I come on here to talk about a freak off, I need to be ready. I need to be focused. I need to be dedicated. And I'm none of those. Let's get it together. This damn freak. Okay, so what I was saying, the other enterprise letter was saying I was on point. Double jeopardy. You're going too fast. Oh, that was right. I remember now. It was about what was his name? Biciano. BCI United States versus Biciano that said there was the double jeopardy rule. That was it. All right, let's just read the latest. I'm rambling. I'm rambling again. Sorry guys. This was dated April 30th. That was yesterday. Thank you. Shout out to the Diddy docket. They be on it. Y'all want these docs? Go to Diddy docket. Okay. The Honorable Arun, United States District Judge, Southern District of New York, 500 Pearl Street, New York, 1007, regarding United States versus Combs, S324 CR 542. Here we go. Dear Judge, the government respectfully submits a short reply to correct mischaracterization of the government's position in defendant's April 29, 2025 letter to the court. The letter regarding that the government's motion in Lionel to preclude certain good acts, evidence, and letter of defendant rights. The government will argue that setting up a hotel room in a certain way or needing to clean up after Combs meant that employees facilitating the activity knew something unlawful was afoot. It will argue that certain items of evidence, such as baby oil, drugs, and other supplies, were synonymous with sexual encounters everyone understood were criminal. Baby oil, we back with the baby oil again? To the extent that some unlawful was afoot means non-consensual sexual encounters, the defendant is incorrect. The government will not claim that every sex act and the defendant that employees facilitate was non-consensual, nor will the government argue that employees setting up or cleaning up a hotel meant that the employee knew that the defendant's sexual encounters were non-consensual. Because the government will not make these arguments, the defendant's proffer basis for introducing evidence of consensual sexual activity between the defendant and the person who are not victims in this case does not support admission of this evidence. The court should preclude this evidence. United States Attorney. Wow. This is getting serious, guys. This has been serious. You guys understand what I just read? Let's make it make sense. The government is like, we don't care about the baby oil. We don't care about what you had in the room. We're not here to prove. We don't want to see your videos of what's consensual. We don't want you to bring witnesses and other people that you had that was consensual. What we care about are the 4 to 5 alleged victims that are going to come on the stand, Cassie pregnant, beautiful and pregnant, who are going to come and tell their story. They're going to have their day in court. And Diddy was provided with 5 shirts, 5 ties, 5 pants, 2 socks, and 2 shoes to dress nice to come in court. Now, I don't know about his hair. I don't know if they gave him any, I don't know if they hit him with the hair dye so he could dye his hair. I don't know if they gave him some baby oil so his skin could be nice and creamy. I don't know if they gave him some shades, but he will be in a button-down shirt. He's not going to come in the orange jumpsuit. But anyway, that was the latest on that. I don't want to get into that. Here's a picture of Jimmy Henchman. Not that he matters. I don't know why I keep going back to Jimmy Henchman. Is he out of jail? Is he in jail? He's in jail? Out of jail? Did he die? The guy allegedly, King Tut, that he paid to do the hit in Quad Studio in 1994 against Tupac, just got out of jail. He spent 27 years in jail for robbing Tupac and shooting him up. Just got out of jail. Do you know he was released? And he's saying he's not guilty. He spent 27 years for something that he's saying he's not guilty for. This is him right here. King Tut comes clean about. If you guys want to watch this video, go to Walter King Tut Johnson. King Tut comes clean about 1994 quad studio incident with Tupac Shakur. I don't know. Something's not. The math isn't making sense. Because I've heard interviews him say he got paid by Jimmy Henshaw to rob Pac. He wanted to rob him because he was running his mouth, and Haitian Jack was dating Madonna, and then Tupac liked Madonna, and Haitian Jack felt some kind of way, and he was hanging out with Jimmy Henchman, who was boys with Diddy, and they said we're gonna teach him a lesson because we took him to. He bought $50,000 of jewelry from Jacob the jeweler. So we're gonna go rob him. And he had a whole list of inventory of all his jewelry and was like, how do I know all this, right? Hip hop. Here I am, right? Hip hop. This is hip hop speaking, all right? So they had the list of the inventory, teach him a lesson, quiet him. They set him up on the beeper, come up to the studio. Biggie was upstairs. Little C shout out the terrace. Yo, Pac, come up. He goes in the building. Of course, Tupac shot a cop before. So, of course, him being a Black Panther and being militant and everything, he's going to shoot back. He shot back. He got shot 9 times. So, I feel like people ask me, do I think Puffy killed Tupac? Do I think Puffy was in Las Vegas and pulled the trigger that killed Tupac? No, I don't. Do I think Puffy was in Quad Studio and pulled the trigger that shot Tupac? No, I don't. But I do think that Diddy and Jimmy Henchman were friends, and Jimmy Henchman ordered the hit on Pac to rob him, not necessarily murder him or kill him or shoot him, to rob him. They set him up to get robbed because he was running his mouth and he was dating Madonna, and Jimmy Henchman was with Madonna first, not Jimmy Haitian Jack, and he ain't like that. It was a botched robbery gone bad, right? Am I wrong? I get it right or I get it wrong? This is just like one of those things that just keep playing in your head, over and over and over and over. Um, Not that it changes anything. It doesn't change anything. I'm gonna show you right here. Let's look at some photos. Look at these iconic photos. Here's Haitian Jack with Madonna, right? And at the time, Tupac, I think, was lining up for Juice. He liked how Haitian Jack had the whole style. He was a drug dealer. He was flashy. He was with Madonna. He had all the Versace shirts. He was using him as a muse. Tupac was an artist. So here goes Haitian Jack with Madonna. There's only one picture. I'm trying to blow it up for you. I'll just go right there. I'm going to do this. Sorry, guys. There you go. Haitian Jack and Madonna. So then, of course, after that, then Pac started seeing her. So it's always a woman, right? Isn't it always competition off of a female or something? So, and I just felt like, I was in the Bronx. I was on the tour with Latifah. I was on the tour with Tupac too. And I remember City College. I remember when City College happened. And at that time, I guess we had beepers, and it was like, "Yo, Al, come down to Harlem or City." I didn't have tickets. Everyone in New York, everyone knew about it was the biggest hip hop benefit for AIDS. Supposed to be for it was on every radio station. Anyone who was anyone was there. And I remember, I'm sure I couldn't afford a cab, and I wasn't driving. I didn't get a ride, so I'm almost positive I took the train. I took the train down there. I remember being alone, and I walked up and I walked out, and I looked, and I just felt this energy. I felt this energy that you know, you have fight or flight or survival mode or something. You know, your spidey sense. You ever been to big crowd? And I mean, I go to concerts. I just went to Mary's concert. I'm not someone who I'm gonna sit in the house and not go out. I go out. I'm not afraid. I travel. You know, the airport's crowded. You can't live in fear. You know. But I remember being at City College and just feeling this energy of like a bad omen. Like just something didn't feel right. It was crowded, but the crowd was calm. It was like a hot, gooey day. It was humid. It wasn't raining. But the crowd was quiet. Maybe they were playing some music, but they weren't rowdy or anything. People were really just trying to get inside. And something just told me, I was like, this is too much. Something told me, go take my butt back on the train and go home. And sure enough, don't you know, within less than an hour after I got home or two, that's when I heard about the stampede. And I felt so like, you know, like survivor's guilt. Like how same way I felt on 9/11, watching them buildings fall down and thinking that you're there to watch it. It's just horrible. But I'm rambling. Maybe this is therapeutic for me. I don't know. But I was like, Diddy got some bad energy with him. And then when the shooting happened in the club with J Lo, more bad energy. Then when Tupac was saying he think he shot him up, you know, in Quad Studio, more bad. It just never stopped with this guy for the last 3 decades, for 30 years. We just had to deal with all of this crapola, and now it's like karma. It's like, okay, we really ever see justice? I don't know. We gotta be prepared, guys. I'm not a betting person. I heard they betting on Vegas. But they taking bets in Vegas, $500 if he's gonna be guilty or not guilty. I don't know all the facts. You know, I don't know all the facts. The government still may come out with a gun, but they, like I said, they not usually when they come for you, they got something. But this guy got a lot of money, and hopefully there's no technicalities. But we will see, guys. We will see. Anyway, I've been on here chatting it up for like 45 minutes. And I feel like my voice is getting ready to go. So anyway, what you guys want to talk about? I do want to come back with a part 2 on Mary. And we're gonna be talking about jury selection next week. I'm gonna try to go to the beach this week and get a little tan. What do you guys want to talk about? You want to talk about cooking? Shannon Sharp? Shannon crazy. I heard he went back up, offered that girl 20 million. But I did hear, hold up. Did you guys see the interview with Lord Jamar on the Art of Dialogue? I don't even know if I could play it. If I play it, I might get no, I'm not gonna play it. I'm gonna get copyright. You guys go look at it. But basically, he's saying he saw the video and that he think Uncle Shay Shay gonna wind up in jail. I ain't say you ain't hear from me. I came from Lord Jamar, but anyway, I'm gonna get up out of here, guys. I'm gonna come back tomorrow. Y'all want to see me tomorrow? Once I got a hot date. there's a concert I wanted to go see. Taurus Riley he's in town. I don't know. Vibes Cartel. Who's going to see Vibes Cartel? His prices, he want 900. He better bring them. Come on, bring it down, bring it down. And next week, anybody looking for concerts? Hey guys, I'm gonna drop it in the link. May 8th, live concert week. All tickets on Live Nation, $25. See, I hooked you up. Not only I teach you how to make watermelon juice, you can get $25 tickets. Now you might have to walk. You might have to walk down from the nosebleed because I heard everyone was complaining about Mary. They're paying thousands of dollars thinking they was gonna go do the line dance, and they got them off to the side. So I heard everyone's upset. They want to line dance and do the hold down, and how cute is Rumi? Rumi was just the adorable. Oh my god. I know you guys always like Blue Ivy, but Rumi was just, she stole it. I'm sorry. When she turned around and gave her mom her innocence, when she gave her mom that hug, like, wow. I mean, see? Love. This is what I'm talking about. We need more love and less hate. This your girl, Al. Deuces. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm not going to promise you a time. We're going to freestyle. But get ready, man. This child is coming. Whether we like it or not, opening statements are going to be May 12th. I'm going to be here with my javel. We're going to break down the jury, opening statements, the witnesses. And shout out to Victim 3 for coming out public. So she's not going to be Jane Doe. Anyway, this is it for breaking news. I'm going to be out of here. And I'll be back with another one. Until then, bye. It's been fun. I got to go. Getting these hot flashes. It's getting hot here.